the no confidence vote against Boris Johnson. This was surrounding an issue that in the British press was called Partygate. Since the Watergate scandal, everything that is remotely scandalous and involved in politics has the suffix gate attached to it.
Doesn't it seem like that's a more recent, like the last maybe 15-year trend?
Maybe, yes.
I'm a bit
For my
sick of the
adult
gate.
life.
I'm the sick gate.
We're sick of it gate, yes. I am embittered about this. Anyway, it involved a wine and cheese party that Boris Johnson allegedly held at number 10. Downing Street, that's where he lives in London, the official residence. And after much back and forth, he eventually was forced to admit it. This did go to court because, it was technically illegal to gather in certain numbers at that time. He has since been fined for that. And basically over time, this has pushed him to resign. But as you read in the article, before he agreed to resign, there was a vote of no confidence in him. But only 41% of the lawmakers voted for him to be fired. So technically, he just survived. He wasn't completely hung out to dry at that time, but I've been keeping up with the news, and since then, further things have happened, other cabinet ministers resigning, which eventually forced him to resign.
Yeah, he didn't get that simple majority needed to kick him out officially, but that pressure, I guess, got to his party and him, and it was time to leave and let the next prime minister come in. I'm guessing the next prime minister will be the same party, though, since it is majority.
That's how it works, yeah.
Ooh, parliamentary systems.
Yeah, so yes, we British people, we don't get to vote for our next prime minister. The MPs decide.
The MPs decide. I would someday love to pick your brain, about House of Lords, House of Commons, because I want to know a bit more about that type of stuff.
But I've got a lot to say on those issues. Let's hope it comes up in another article later.
Let's hope it does. Let's hope it does. Do you think the Prime Minister having a party during lockdown was that big of a deal? Should he resign for just trying to, I don't know, have a little bit of fun?
I think this is a fair question. It just depends who it's applied to. I've heard other instances of celebrities or, minor stars getting into trouble over the same issue. And I think when it's a person who is not affecting the direction of an entire nation, then, maybe we can see this as not the biggest deal in the world. But I think when you're the leader of a country, you are the one setting the rule against parties. You have to follow that rule, or people are going to get pretty upset about it.
Yeah. There's something to do with leadership and being a good example. And I think that was something that failed in this time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I would have to agree. Leaders of many kinds should set good examples and not set rules which they do not have to follow themselves. That's a big complaint about a lot of politicians around the world, including America. So,
yeah, I think we can't stand for hypocrisy in politicians. We can't. I'm sure this is not the only issue that Johnson has fallen out of favor for. I guess, have you heard about any of these in the news?
His little difficulties. Yeah. Every once in a while it pops up in a humorous way, at least.
Yes.
Of course, humorous to people who are not being led by the leader of the country and everything. Of course, I'm sure outside of America, Trump was quite funny in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Including other ex-presidents, but two British people, maybe it was a bit more jarring, upsetting, or maybe they loved it.
Well, again, this will divide people, I think. I mean, some of his jokes were funny and some of them were offensive.
Yeah.
I think what is funny?
Yeah, that's actually another thing. I actually really like it I love it when comedians push the line. Always love it when comedians push the line. We need comedians to push the line. However, when they do go a bit too far, there has to be a pullback and be like, oh, okay, that wasn't funny. Let me never do that again. And there are some maybe lines that should not be crossed these days that might have might have been crossed, yeah.
But yeah, at least for a comedian, they're there to make people think and question. And when they open up a debate about whether this joke is appropriate or not, that does end up being a good thing for society. Yes. However, politicians are not paid to be comedians.
No. It's a resounding no.
Let's finish off by taking a look at that vocabulary. See you next time.
Bye.
Simple majority.
Simple majority.
Resounding.
Resounding.
Embittered.
Embittered.
Chorus of voices.
Chorus of voices.
Cryptic.
Cryptic.